It's just cutting Brian out.
He's
out. Bye, Brian. See you later, bud.
Never.
Get out of here.
Oh, God.
I thought we were. Oh, welcome.
No. I messed it up.
No.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Don't mind that other mess up. That was all me not being ready for the show. But hey, we're here. It's week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We on 7. We got teams on a bye this week. It's okay, though. We'll get you through it. We got COVID. We got everything else coming into this world that you don't want to know about, you don't want to see, but we're here and we're ready. Boys, how you doing?
Happy it's Friday.
I'm happy.
Happy.
Yeah, life is good.
Man,
life
I wish
good, boys.
we didn't have time to talk about work. We'll talk about work after with us. Boys, it's good times though, right? So,
I'm
week
good.
7. Who we got on bye this week? Who we got on bye this week?
Boys, we started out great.
Yeah,
we started out great already with Thursday Night Football. I'm so pumped. And it was good, right? Didn't you guys like it?
I mean, it came down to the wire, which was nice. And I had Philly in a pick'ems pool, so I'm happy they won. But there's watching Danny Jones trip over his own 2 feet and Carson Wentz just be trash almost the entire game.
He's too fast for his own shoes, boys.
He actually ran faster than Lamar Jackson has all year. So
the fastest quarterback since 2018 clocked at it.
So I do want to say I've done that before, where
you can see the look on his face.
I think we've all done that before. Let's be real.
Where you're like I can run faster, and your legs get to moving faster than your upper body can really handle, and once your upper body starts going over your knees, you're done. And that happened to poor Danny Jones.
I feel bad. I honestly feel bad for the guy. No, he was running so fast, and he kept looking over his shoulder, and there's DBs chasing him down. And we all know the DBs are faster than him. Like he's athletic.
Yeah.
And he knows, he knew that he has to kick it up to 7.
he was hearing them footsteps. He could
had to go spinal tap. He was trying to go to 11. He wanted to turn it up to 11. It wasn't there.
Yeah, well,
why don't you just turn it up to 10? Because it goes to 11.
Why don't you just make 10 louder? Because it goes to 11.
If you've never seen Spinal Tap, go watch it. It's great.
I haven't, but poor Danny Jones. I felt bad because he laid it all out there last night, boys. And Evan Ingram is what really hurt him.
Oh, shocking.
Oh, man. I was like, catch the ball. Because I was like, is that Evan Ingram? Is that Evan Ingram? And it was. And then he dropped it. And I said, wow, that's great. Because I was forced to start him this week with Mike Gesicki being on the bye.
Can we talk for a second about the Eagles' 4th and goal? You draw a play up for Hakeem Butler, who you've literally just activated.
Yep.
There was some pass interference on that they let go, but
I don't care.
Who else do they have? Sanders is out. Ertz is out. All the receivers are hurt. I can't believe that they scraped enough points together to beat the Giants. I couldn't believe it.
JJ get up. Look, JJ. Arthega. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Like
you just like to say his name, so calm down.
I love it because I can say it.
Deshaun Jackson got hurt again. Alshon Jeffrey was inactive. I mean, they're banged up bad. I mean, we talk about a lot of teams being banged up, but I don't know. This Eagles offense is decimated, boys. It's not good. It's not good.
Eagles team in general is decimated. Fantasy Sports Alliance says, did that run really cost them the game? Because I haven't watched the whole game replay.
No. It was the cat. No, because they scored on that drive. It was the catch.
They did get. Honestly, I think Daniel Jones did it on purpose. He didn't want to leave too much time on the clock for Carson Wentz.
Smart. Now he's
still left. He did leave too much time though, just enough.
But he was thinking.
Old comeback Carson.
Yeah. See, Kevin's with me. Danny Dimes' body could keep up with his legs. It happens. It happens. Speaking of Fantasy Sports Alliance and Kevin Godwin, they're commenting on our show right now. I'll tell you guys about Fantasy Sports Alliance. FSA-FR.com. That's our website. That's the whole company's website. Go check it out. Right now, we're doing big things. There's even a new type of league in the works for next year. So I think that you guys should really be on the up and up. There's going to be news that's coming out constantly. Fantasy Sports Alliance is on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. There it is right there on the screen, FSA-FR.com. You can't even knock it, boys. Come check it out. We have our own individual Twitter accounts. The Empty Wagon has theirs, but we're underneath this FSA umbrella. They have power rankings. Brian comes out every Wednesday, and there's a Fantasy Sports Alliance Fanatically Real broadcast every Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube, and he gives power rankings. Eric is no longer number 1, in case you guys didn't know. He's number 2. Well, I'm just giving the people the updates. And check it out. I can't say enough great things about that. Also, check out the Average Bros podcast. They're going to be the broadcast podcast. They're going to be on every Tuesday night. Check them out as well. We absolutely love what we're doing over here, and we appreciate all the support we get from you guys. Brad, get it off of me, dude.
No, I thought you were going. I thought you were getting into it. I thought you were going to tell them about some other stuff. I thought you were going to let them know about the broadcast sponsors. I don't know why I put ourselves up there.
You do the darts.
Let's hear about footballdarts.com. All right, you got your man cave set up. You want your dartboard because every good man cave has a great dartboard. You want a pool table, but nobody's got enough room in their man cave for a pool table.
It's so heavy. It's
so heavy. It takes up so much room. You hit the wall. Dartboard is perfect, right? So do you want normal darts? No. You want something to show people when they come down there. You want to be like, you want to play some darts? Let's play some football darts. It takes all the skill of darts, the strategy of NFL football, ties it in there. It's not as complicated as you think it would be. It is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Footballdarts.com. Check them out. Get your collegiate licensed teams on there. You can go get your Kentucky Wildcats, your Auburn War Eagles.
Woo! 2-2.
You'll get your Penn State. Don't worry about Penn State's there too.
They're starting this weekend though.
Yeah. It's my squad, unfortunately, but they are.
You're such a self-loathing fan. You're the worst.
Absolutely.
You hate everything about everything you love.
Most of my teams are bad. So
you're just so miserable. You're like, yeah, we won that championship, but man, we really play like crap.
All right, can we talk about something serious right now? There is huge fantasy implication news. There's huge fantasy implication news.
Okay,
Antonio Brown.
Des Bryant, Antonio Bryant.
Yeah, Des Bryant got signed. But
Des Bryant, Antonio Brown.
They're different people.
Yep.
Well, are they though? Okay, Antonio Brown. Tom Brady said, yo, look, I got this new house down in Tampa. Need you to come stay at it. I love you, man. Come on down here. Last time we played in Florida together, we just lit up the Dolphins. So why don't you come down here and Tampa play all the time? Antonio Brown is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Yeah, he is.
He's got to clear COVID protocols, but the 1 year deal, looking like a 1 year
and
deal.
While he wasn't signed, he was technically serving his suspension.
There's
a very unique situation. So
Roger Goodell can figure all that out. But Tom Brady gets what Tom Brady wants, gets another weapon out there. How does this affect this offense?
I think it hurts Godwin the most.
Godwin the most or Mike Evans the most, honestly, because Mike Evans has been just a touchdown. He's only been the touchdown guy.
Right, but I say he still gets his touchdowns. Is that a flash clash? You bet it is.
I don't know. There's only one way for this to end, right? I think we can all agree this is going to blow up in their face, right? Is it? They're going down in flames. They're hard. This is like the Eagles super team from a few years ago. This is all bad. Yeah, you remember when – who was it that came out and said that? Was it Mike Vick?
It's Vince Young. Yeah.
Your super team.
When it started. The difference with that is, though,
they weren't good.
And Kevin brings up he still has to finish his suspension without having any other issues, and he has to get cleared by the NFL to play. But he's there. He's a Buccaneer. Brady gets what Brady wants. Gets more weapons. It's an upgrade for Brady, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Helps him.
We do not worry about the rapport with him.
Nope.
He's him and Brady had that one game at Miami where everybody's like, is he going to be able to play? No, he was fine. He peppered him with targets.
With the way things are going, I'm expecting Antonio Brown to come in. He's going to play one solid series, and then he's going to tear his hamstring, and he'll be done for a few games. He'll come back, tear an ACL, be done for the year.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Dez now. So
no, I'm thinking 2020, dude. Like we're talking about all this hype. I don't know. Are you adding him? Yeah, you have to add him.
I already did.
Yeah, you have to add him. You don't have a choice.
Who are you dropping for him?
I dropped
we'll
Gio
do
Bernard
recap.
for him, I think.
Okay, Gio Bernard. That's not much to say.
I would drop. For me, I think it would be somewhere. The cutoff would be somewhere around AJ Green.
AJ Green. Okay, AJ Green's been really down.
He's had
Juju for
one
sure,
good
right?
game, yeah. Juju definitely.
Yeah, Juju. I would.
They've
drop
already.
him.
We talked
What
about that. They've
what
moved
about
on
Christian
from him.
Kirk? Christian Kirk just had a big game with Arizona. He's been coming on late the last 2 weeks.
I don't think you drafted Christian Kirk to really have to plan on him week in and week out. So I think he's droppable.
Okay.
For Antonio Brown, yes.
Yeah.
Are there any
'cause-
running backs you're dropping for him? Oh, are you dropping? If
I drop
you
Mike
are
Davis
a,
right now.
well, you can drop Mike Davis. We'll talk about that with heroes and villains. Are you dropping? If you have Zeke on, are you dropping Tony Pollard, who got a lot of work once you got the fumbles? Or are you holding on to your handcuff?
I'm not worried about that. If you were going to hold on to any handcuff, it would have been Madison. Madison was trash whenever Dalvin Cook was out. I think you can drop Madison, you can drop Pollard. I don't handcuffs to me or not.
Okay.
I think with all the injuries this year, you should hang on.
Would
to
you
your
drop
handcuffs.
Joe Mixon for him?
No.
No, I wouldn't do that. Joe Mixon has the most touches in the league so far. So
Yep.
I wouldn't drop him.
Todd Gurley almost led under Jeff Fisher. Had a lot of touches too.
FSA says I had to decide between Corey Davis or Juju. That's easy. Either one. Go for it.
Either one. Flip a coin.
No,
Hopefully
I
it
would
lands
drop-
on the side and you drop both of them.
it would have been Corey Davis. I would have dropped Corey Davis.
I would have dropped Corey Davis before Juju, but either way, I think you'd be okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I think the offense is going to be better, but like Eric said, it is going to hurt these guys a little bit. I think it will affect Mike Evans more than it's going to affect him, and it might even affect Gronk quite a bit because Antonio Brown, for all of his faults, and we know that he has plenty of faults, he is an incredible route runner.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want.
Them
He
feet
does-
still work. Yep.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be one of those guys that just goes straight down the field and catches the ball. He can go over the middle. He can do a lot of different things. So it's gonna hurt probably Godwin, and it's gonna hurt Gronk a little bit more than anyone else.
Okay, so the Saints. What's up with the Saints wide receiver core? Mike Evans tweaked his hamstring. Emmanuel
Good.
Sanders won't be eligible to return from the COVID-19 list for the Week 8 game against Chicago. So your two number one guys there with Mr. Check Down Breeze. What are we doing? Because Mike Thomas probably ain't going to play. He didn't practice on Friday.
I'd fire up Alvin Kamara. I know that.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Jared
Jared
Cook
Cook?
should be a decent option, and Traquan Smith. If you had one of those
Traquan?
two guys, you probably have to fire him up.
The average Josh, picked Traquan a while back.
There you go.
That's the guy. I'm just saying. The average Josh.
Not yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you had Thomas, or you had, Sanders, or you're worried about one of these other
do you
guys,
worry?
Keenan Allen coming back. If you're worried about his injury and maybe he's not 100%,
Are you setting
do you guys think that Taysom Hill might be a starter this week?
it's possible.
Hey,
but-
I mean, you don't think that the Saints will try to get creative and use him to get the offense going? I do think that they will, and I think if you were ever going to go in a situation where you would have to flex Taysom Hill, it would be this week.
No.
I'm not telling people to do it. I'm just saying if you were ever in a
No.
okay.
No.
Brad says, "Yuck."
He's got tight end eligibility, boys.
There's only 4 in some leagues. He does have tight end eligibility,
Some,
but
yeah.
not in all. There's only 4 teams on a bye, and it's the Colts, Dolphins, Vikings, and Ravens. No, I'm not.
I'm
No,
just telling
I'm
you.
starting with Juju. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
I think
Come
if you had to start a Saint like a flex, I think Latavius Murray. I think they just hand the ball to those two over and over again to limit the amount of time the other team has the ball and to keep Breeze from having to throw it 50 times, because that's not a recipe for success anymore for them. So
as soon as Tay scores a tutter on Sunday, I'm gonna be texting you guys. Told you.
he might get one. He probably will get some goal line work. He'll probably get
Oh.
one, but I would start Murray over him.
Would you start Drew Lock over him against the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Over Drew Brees?
He'll probably get a lot of garbage
No,
time stuff.
Not over Drew Brees, no.
Would you start Andy Dalton over Drew Brees?
Who are the? Let me see.
They're playing
They're playing
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah,
football team.
I would start Dalton. I'd start Dalton.
I hate that.
I wish you guys could see Brad's face.
I'd fire up that red rifle, boys. You got to go.
Man, well, that didn't work out for me. He was not a hero last week. I'm sorry. I missed that one big.
Well, we weren't anticipating the coaching staff not knowing how to do their jobs. So that was
Well,
I
the
did.
Cowboys.
I did.
So the Cowboys are starting 2 undrafted free agents on their offensive line.
I like
That
it.
offensive line is not the offensive line we've known for the Cowboys for a while.
It sure isn't. It sure isn't.
And
But the
Zeke's got
owner
the
is the
fumble.
same. No, he's going to tighten that up this week.
Oh, he will. But it was just one of those weird plays
Does
where
he-
I think he.
Does he lose the sleeves this
I
week?
think
No,
they probably did the old thing like they did in Varsity Blues, where he took the ball, taped it in his arm like that, and then his father, who's an alcoholic, just beat him. Just beat it, tried to beat
Tim
it out.
McGraw?
Yeah. That's probably. No, he's not going to fumble this weekend. Boys.
I'm glad he got his life
Next.
together before the blind side. I'm glad he got his life together for the blind side.
True. He owned a couple Taco Bells in that one.
All right, let's get back on topic here, okay?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Zeke. Like you said, I think what they did was they put a little too much pressure on Zeke. I think they came in there like, Zeke, we're just going to run the ball with you. We're going to use the ball 50 times this game. And he got a little over amped for it probably and tried to make more plays than he needed to instead of wrapping up.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Now, I do want to get into the Vikings who are on a bye, but they made a big splash. Tua's one pass attempt was enough to say it's time. Honestly, this was my time frame for Tua to take over, was after the bye week. Because it gives him time to get all the first team reps. They know that he's healthy. He's been the backup all year. They're not worried about any of the injury concerns. And let's not forget, their schedule eases up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect time. You bring him in. You're not wanting to – they come in, tell him, look, season's kind of already lost, man. We're not winning. You don't have to worry about going out there and doing too much. They can just see what they have. Baltimore did a very similar thing with Lamar Jackson, right? Into the season, bench Flacco, put him in, let him work, see what you got so you can build a team around him. They're trying to build – they're not trying to win a Super Bowl this year.
No, and they don't have to. I mean, they still have, 5 picks in the first 2 rounds this year? I think they're going to be just fine. They're not trying to win right now. They understand that this isn't a Super Bowl team. They have to see what they have in Tua, especially with the draft coming up, and there's a few more decent quarterbacks out there. If Tua goes down in flames, they get a decent draft pick. If he plays well, it's a win-win. But
They could have 2 top 10. They have Houston's pick.
yeah, and Houston is not good right now. I don't feel like Fitz has been terrible, but it's more about the future right now. They know Fitz knew. It doesn't matter what Fitz said in the media. He came out, oh, my heart was broken. So you knew you were a stopgap guy.
I
They might not-
guarantee he knew his heart was broken. I guarantee he felt that way.
Yeah.
But like you said, he knew. He's been working with Tua. He's been showing Tua. He's been a good mentor. He's not been Brett Favre'ing Aaron Rodgers or nothing like that, where he's like,
Or
I'm not
Aaron
here.
Rodgers, Jordan Loving.
Yeah.
Because you know he ain't helping him.
No.
Yeah.
He tried to-
It is what it is. But Tua is Tua somebody in a 2 QB league you're thinking of starting? when he
Yes.
comes back?
No, not starting. Not yet. No.
Do you know, Josh? Do you know what
I'm
this
thinking
means?
about it. I would
When Tua
say
starts
he's,
this game, you know what this means, right? That there is a starter at every position that plays for Alabama in the NFL once Tua starts that game. Every position has at least one Alabama starter.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we rounded that out. I'm glad. Good for them.
I think Tua is really special. I would consider starting him in 2 QB leagues, especially if you're a team that's lost Dak or
It's
who else has
matchup
gone down.
dependent. It's matchup. He can do what Fitz has been doing.
I think he can do what Burrow's been doing. So
I think
I would play him.
he's an impressive young man, and he is a really good football player. I know. I watched him play a lot of football in college. Unfortunately, he's really talented. I mean, the guy is really, really good. So if you're really in a bind and you got to think, well, do I start Tua or Sam Darnold? I'd go with Tua.
Oh,
I mean,
come on. Sam Darnold ain't playing.
but I'm saying, like, if you're in a 2 QB league and you're starting to narrow down your options and you have to play Tua or Flacco or you have to
Tua
play,
or Nick Foles, depending on the matchups.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing. Like, I would
I hate
rather.
Foles. Start Tua.
Yeah,
Ryan's trying to
I
be
mean,
rude over here. I'm not trying to give him this. He's talking
Yeah.
trash.
I saw that. He's had a few adult bevies.
It's late where he's at. He's at it's a long day.
Are
Yeah,
we
it's
worried that the Fitz magic curse happens? Because he's back. He's now
No.
backing
This
up
Fitz
Tua.
started the
They're-
season. He started the season. he always starts a game in the season. So he started the season as a starter, therefore the injury won't happen. Just like when Jameis Winston was suspended, Fitz started, Jameis played his way out of it being bad. He didn't actually get hurt.
Okay. If that's how the curse works, you know how it goes better than me. So I still worry that he might get hurt. But
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would start him over Foles. I like him. I think he's good for two QB leagues.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be good.
He's
And like
no
you
Justin
said,
Herbert, but
Eric's kind of alluded to this. Joe Mixon's going to be out this week. Giovanni Bernard.
Did
Yeah.
I talk about Gio already?
You said Gio. You said you dropped him for him. You're like, oh, Gio's supposed to be great. Blah, 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 blah. You said some stuff like that.
I did say
It
something.
might have been off. It might have been off air. I can't remember.
It was off.
But-
But that's all right.
that's exactly how you sounded to me.
Like those Muppets in the balcony at the opera house.
All right. So Joe Mixon's out this week. If you were a Joe Mixon owner, it's been really hard to start him. Probably the 1 week he had good, you probably didn't start him. So it's been really rough.
He's number 9.
It
like
is,
that.
but he's number 9, like how Todd Gurley was or David Johnson was number 9 a few years ago.
Yeah. It
Where they're
doesn't
number
feel that
9,
way.
but are they really?
Yeah.
Like
They are statistically, but it doesn't feel like it.
it's accounting stats.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to feel good. Just has to work.
You're not wrong.
That's true.
Okay,
Hey,
so and then Tyler Higbee's missing practice, but should play. Are you even starting him though, Tyler Higbee?
Well, tight end's so bad. I don't know. They're playing the Bears. I'm not super pumped about playing him because I think Goff is going to be bad, and that's going to affect the whole offense. So
It's been tough for Tyler. And they live and die with Goff, and it seems like they're more apt to use those 3 running backs than they are to try and throw the ball, 30 plus times a game with him. So
smart.
I love Higbee.
That's because
He is smart.
That's because Sean McVay doesn't love Goff. That's why he's like, I made a mistake.
Like, I can't wait to get my own quarterback. Because he didn't draft him, right? Well, he didn't
No,
draft
he-
him, though.
Fisher did, but then he re-signed him.
Yeah.
He re-signed him.
The GM. He's not the GM, so.
Yeah, but he could have given advice and been like,
All right. Let's get into these heroes and villains because we have, like I said, the Colts are on a bye, the Dolphins are on a bye, the Vikings are on a bye, and the Ravens are on a bye. So chances are you could need a running back. You might need a quarterback, wide receiver. You're probably going to need something to stream this week. One of your starters is probably out with these players out.
Yeah, you need somebody to replace Kirk Cousins. That trash can.
He's been good these last few weeks.
Fantasy-wise, yes, he's been good.
wow, that's
Garbage points are just as valuable.
You're right. The garbage man can. You're 100% right.
He threw for over 300 yards, bud.
Yeah, in garbage time.
Did you know that every quarterback that plays the Atlanta Falcons throws for over 300 yards?
I 100% believe that.
This year, every quarterback throw for over 300 yards.
No, Matty
you ready?
Ryan or Matty Stafford, step up.
Are you guys ready for the heroes and
Are
the
you ready?
villain? I thought Josh was going to.
We need some music for this, dude. This is sick.
Josh,
What's up, dude?
are you segueing into your hero with that
Well,
stat
actually,
about every quarterback at 300 yards?
actually, I almost picked Stat Mafford because he puts up them stats, but I actually decided to go with the Fu Manchu, G Minshew, my boy. Yeah, he played against the Chargers. And I know you're thinking the Chargers defense is actually pretty good. Not against quarterbacks, boys. 3rd most points in all of fantasy football to quarterbacks.
Well, what'd they do?
24.5 points per game.
They shut down Patrick Mahomes.
Did
They
they?
did.
Did they?
They held him at 16 points. That's shutting down Patrick Mahomes.
That front four is pretty good.
When they're healthy, they're very banged out.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not-
banged up.
I'm not really too worried about that. I think that the offense for Jacksonville is going to be just fine. I think Gardner Minshew's got something to prove, and he'll go in there and he'll get some garbage points, boys. I'm not saying he's going to win the game. That's different. But they're going to go in there. He's going to run the ball a few times, get a couple points that way. Gardner Minshew is going to be a nice streaming option this weekend. He's my hero. I think you got to start him. Fire him
Eric,
up.
Yes.
Eric.
who do you got that hero? Who's your hero
The
at the quarterback?
hero.
I'm
Hero.
so I'm saying bounce back game for Aaron Rodgers this week against Houston. So he's currently QB 15. He's averaging 22 fantasy points a game though. Pretty rough time against Tampa Bay's defense last week. But Houston is the 24th best defense against QBs, and they give up 23 points a game. So I think it'll be a shootout. Him and Deshaun will go back and forth with Devontae Adams and Will Fuller, and hopefully Aaron Jones gets a few scores in there too. So I'm saying Aaron Rodgers this week.
All right. My hero, I don't like going full screen myself. I don't have the power. I don't do that. Boys, what's
Wow.
up? So let's just talk real quick. My hero isn't a hero because he might be better than anybody. Oh, thanks, Brian. It is because the defense that he's playing just produces quarterback heroes. That's what they do. That defense is all about producing them quarterback heroes. That Cowboys defense is really bad. And that Cowboys offense has been very turnover prone, which means short fields, which means nice little checkdowns. Get the ball to Scary Terry. Kyle Allen, that's all you got to do. You got Jared McKissick, JD McKissick, there we go. You got Antonio Gibson, and you got Scary Terry, and you got Logan.
Please use Antonio Gibson.
Just check down to those guys. Don't worry about the sound that's going on in the background here if you can hear it.
I can't.
Give
You're good.
yourself,
You're good.
woo, thank goodness. Give yourself some Kyle Allen this week. I love him as a streamer, the 2 QB position. Oh, 2 QB position streamer. He's amazing.
Amazing?
I'm curious how much
Like
he's
a
earning.
high-end QB2 is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Like quarterback 15 this week.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Kyle Allen,
at it.
3.9% owned across ESPN and Yahoo leagues. So he's out there.
I believe it. I bet he
I
is.
say One
Go
QB
get
on
him.
that start. 2 QB. Ooh.
His butt can stay out there. All right. Well, that's,
I think I picked him up in FSA actually.
yeah, well, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right,
All right.
Josh, Dylan, give me it.
Well, thank you for the nice introduction, Brad. I'm going to go with Jared Goff. It's Jared Goff is going to be playing the number 1 defense
And this
in
one's empty,
all of fantasy football against quarterbacks. The Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears have only lost 1 game. Do you think it's because it's been their excellent quarterback play between Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles? No. It's because their defense has been on point. They've only allowed 1,435 passing yards. 4 passing touchdowns all year. That's the best in the NFL. And if you think King Goffrey, Jared Goff, is going to come out there and light it up, you're dead wrong.
Is he King Joffrey now because he chokes like Joffrey from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that's why. It's 100% why. I didn't want to
great.
bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up. But,
Was there more satisfying TV death in our adulthood? I feel like there wasn't.
Shredder
It was
on a
fun
TV.
to watch him die. I knew it was coming because I read the books, and I was still super satisfying to watch.
I don't know.
Just saying.
Severus Snape was pretty good. I appreciate that.
You died a hero. How dare you, sir?
It's only sad because he's
Nerd.
It's only sad because he's not alive. R.I.P. Anyway, all right, Eric, who's your villain?
My villain QB is Derek Carr. Why? Because they are playing Tampa Bay, if I'm not
Tampa Bay.
mistaken.
Yeah.
And they shut down Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is a hell of a lot better than Derek Carr. So, also, if you watch the Fanatically Real broadcast on Wednesday night, yeah, the Hingle McCringleberry. If you watch the Fanatically Real broadcast on Wednesday night, they were picking games, and I brought up that the Raiders' offensive line may not be at the game. So one of them definitely will not play for sure. The other 4 are high risk. They may be out. And if they're playing with all backups, it's going to be a rough day for the Raiders. So we'll see what happens.
The boys are doing it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, Derek Carr this week. Not going to be good.
So Bill Belichick got embarrassed last week, right?
That's not good for
Denver
whoever is playing
got
this week.
Their first road win versus New England since 2006.
That'll do it.
So Bill Belichick got embarrassed. And now he comes in and he gets to play the Niners and their banged up team because the 49ers do one thing well, and that's get players hurt. All right. They're no Chargers. They don't puncture their own players' lungs, but they just seem to get banged up. Jarrett McKinnon is the only running back left there. He's going to be starting, which is still really good. I like Jarrett McKinnon as a checkdown guy, but Jimmy G is getting nothing deep. He's not going to be able to use Debo. George Kittle's going to. We saw what they did to Darren Waller. Okay. So Jimmy G is a non-star. I know he did great last week for you. He was a great bye week fill-in. This is not the week to be going after Jimmy G again against this Patriots defense. And Bill Belichick, like I said, they didn't practice before that game. They've been practicing, and I'm pretty sure they've been running some extra practices.
Not to mention, Bill knows every minute detail about Jimmy's game, what he does really well and what he doesn't, and they're going to take it away. Yeah, he was going to be the heir apparent.
Or actually, I just thought about this. Or does he make Jimmy G look really good so Robert Kraft and the team that made him trade him looks really bad? Like, man, we had that guy. Just saying, I wanted to keep him.
I feel like Bill is like, Brady's got a better record than me right now, and I need to pump these wins up because I'm winning the divorce.
Yeah. Jimmy G is my villain this week. I'm going nowhere near him. Running back heroes. I'm going with Kareem the Dream Hunt. He is cleared to play. He's ready to go. It's the Bengals. That defense doesn't scare me.
They shouldn't.
And there's no Nick Chubb. And Baker Mayfield's supposedly good, so hopefully he can at least keep the defense somewhat honest.
No, he won't. He won't.
But it's Kareem Hunt. Bounce back game for him. Eric, who you got?
My running back here this week is Chris Carson. So he's running back 8 on the year so far. And everybody counts him out over and over again, but he's like a zombie. He just keeps getting back up and coming after you. Kind of like Mike Myers, which fits the Halloween theme. Yeah, right? So, excuse me. Cards are 19th against running backs this year. They give up 18 points a game. So I think Carson will have a nice little game against Arizona this week. Kyler Murray, not real good last week. If he's as inaccurate as he was last week, I feel like they're going to have plenty of a big lead or a good lead, and they should be able to run the ball effectively against them.
Question for you with Chris Carson. I know Chris Carson is a hero this week, but with Rashad Penny maybe starting to practice and possibly coming back, if you're a Chris Carson owner after this week, are you thinking of possibly trying to sell? Get out while it's hot.
I think Penny is a non-factor. I think you hang on to him. In redraft, I would say hang on to him. In Dynasty, you could probably look to move him.
Okay. Josh?
Yeah, I think it's definitely time to move on in Dynasty. In redraft, it depends on what you can get for him, and it's all team makeup. But I think if you can get a decent wide receiver to bring in for him, that's obviously what I like to do. Is I like to trade cross positionally. I don't like to go. If you go straight up position for position, someone knows you're trying to get over on them. Don't do that. That's just trading 101. But yeah, go try and get you a solid wide receiver, or if you can go get one of those stud tight ends. Like I expect someone like maybe Kittle to have a bad week this week. Just off the top of my head, you go and you grab Kittle after he has a bum week, or you go and grab, I would say Zach Ertz, but obviously he's. You go get one of these. Yeah, you go get one of these stud tight ends after they have a bad week, and then you're good. So it just depends on the makeup of your team. But I think I do agree with Eric. And redraft is about time to sell.
Okay.
Oh no, I said keep in redraft and sell in
Dynasty. You said keep in redraft, but yeah.
Oh yeah, selling. Yeah, that's what.
Josh,
I think that's what I said.
Who you got at that hero?
So I went with the good old fashioned player who hasn't really been a hero for quite some time, but he actually is an RB2 this year, believe it or not. And I think he's going to have a fine week against.
You can't take Boston Scott.
I know.
What do you have, 2 tutters this week?
All 5'4" of them. Yeah, I did not decide to go with Boston Scott. I went with David Johnson. Tried and true. He's going up against them Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers, they've combined to let over 100 yards to several different teams. Alexander Madison put up 50. Dalvin Cook put up 50. Dalvin Cook also had 2 tutters. Todd Gurley only put up 50 yards, 2 tutters. The Saints, Alvin Kamara had 50 yards, and Latavius Murray had over 50 yards. Rojo, we know what happened last week with Rojo. He just wrecked him. So I think this is going to be a solid case for you to go ahead and put David Johnson in your starting lineup. They are the 4th worst team against running backs in all of fantasy football right now. And actually, they're the worst, because of the touchdowns. 31.4 points per game. I think you have to fire him up, and you feel good about it. You can feel good about starting David Johnson. You can't say that often. And this week you can't.
You can't.
I'm taking a stab at it.
Just taking a stab. So Christian McCaffrey's still not going to be back this week. Mike Davis is still there. Problem is now we're getting into running back villains. New Orleans Saints have not given up a 100-yard rusher since like middle of last year.
What?
That's
The
impressive.
Saints are good against running. They have not given up you talked about combined. They have not had 100 yards rushing against them. So Mike Davis, I know he's been doing a lot for you, but the Saints team coming in there, very good run defense. Look at all you guys fact checking this right now. I love
You're darn right we are.
I know they haven't given up this year.
Okay, go ahead.
That's fair. But that's why Mike Davis is a villain this week, because the Saints are going to stop the run game.
Okay.
Yeah, they give up
Rojo.
an average of like 87 yards a game. So not bad.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time.
What's up, boys? Checking my math. I like it.
Always.
Oh, I'll check more than your mouth.
Zeke last year, according to Josh
Last
Lorenzo.
man to do it last year.
Very possible.
Was that
pretty
the Thanksgiving game last year?
I was pretty drunk on Thanksgiving last year, so I'm gonna say I don't remember. That's why it's my favorite holiday. I get to eat, drink, and watch football. No consequences. It's great.
Oh, the food. Oh.
It's
All
so
right.
good.
Eric, since you like to drink, hang out with your friends, who was not a friend this week at the running back position? Who's going to be your villain?
So Gio Bernard is like the pickup du jour this week, and everybody's like, he's going to be a running back too. He's not. Calm down. Like, all right. So they're playing the Browns, who are actually pretty decent against quarterbacks.
All right.
So it's Joe Burrow, rookie QB. Gio is not good. Okay, he's not. I think maybe if he does score anything, it's going to be in garbage time. But for the most part, I think they're going to shut them down pretty hard. And they're going to have a lead, so it's only going to be through passing work. He's not going to rush for anything. And I don't think he's going to get any goal line work.
Okay.
So no Gio this week.
No Gio. Shucks, man. Gio, way to go out on a limb there.
Well, look,
Pick
you got Eckler's out. Sanders is out. Like, who's still there? If you don't have Zeke or like Aaron Jones, you don't have anybody.
I'll tell you who's there, bud. My pick over here. This guy. I got some answers for you. And now, coming off of that fire performance where he ran for over 200 yards, not to mention he caught several passing yards as well, Mr. Derrick Henry. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. The he-man, the he-child himself. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, he's playing up against the Steelers. They're playing in Tennessee, so yeah, it's going to be at home. The weather's warm. It's a little warmer down in Tennessee, which means tackling him doesn't hurt as much. So
I'm pretty sure it still hurts.
Yeah, it's still gonna hurt.
Getting hit by him? Of course it does.
I'm not arguing that.
Ask Josh Norman.
I'm not arguing that, but you guys got to remember going back.
You can't.
To week
he's
one,
in Narnia because he got stiff arm so hard.
He's out. Yeah, he's out this week. He's hurt. The stiff arm crushed his season. So they shut down Saquon Barkley week one before he got hurt. They shut down Melvin Gordon. The Texans didn't do anything against him. And last week you saw what happened against the Browns. They have a history of being really good against the run, and their offense is so good that I don't really expect Tennessee to keep up with. I know Tennessee's been really great this year, but the Steelers are good too, only allowing 14.9 points per game to running backs. 3 touchdowns. Yes, they have let up 3 touchdowns to running backs, and that's a decent number. It's not the best in the NFL, but I don't expect them to go ahead and allow a plethora of rushing yards, boys. I mean, call me crazy, but only 274 yards all season. Now, I know they had the bye week in there, but still, that's pretty impressive. So you say whatever you want. I think Derrick Henry, of course you're going to start him, but I think you got to temper your expectations for what you're going to get out of him this week. I know he's had a few good weeks in a row. But let's just calm down. RELAX. Relax.
Yeah, okay. A Ron. What do you got,
All
Brad?
right. No, well, Eric, I was going to tell you.
Sitting
go
there
ahead.
judging us with your eyes.
With your
Give me
judging
your
eyes.
wide receiver hero, Eric. Give me that wide receiver hero you got.
Tyler Boyd. So Gio's not going to run the ball, but they're going to
Hold on,
throw it. They're going to get
I
some
have
garbage
to
time
tell you
points.
about that afterwards, but that's okay.
Why is he hurt?
No, he's not hurt. Just go
Oh.
ahead.
All right, so he's averaging right around 15 fantasy points per game, but the Browns are 28th against wide receivers this year. They give up an average of 29 points a game to wideouts. So I'm saying Tyler Boyd, 20-plus points this week.
You picked
Unless
the
he's
wrong Cincinnati wide receiver.
Oh, did I? Are you going with T. Higgins?
No. I'm saying T. Higgins has been wide receiver 11 since week 3. I'm just saying, so you know. Since week 3, he's wide receiver 11. So
that's hot.
Everybody's picking T. Higgins this week, though. So
No,
I'm going
I know,
against the
but
grain.
Okay, against the grain. That's how you get splinters. I'm going with
That's how it usually goes for my heroes and villains. So, yeah.
It's true. You do get splitters on it.
with Keenan Allen. He caught a touchdown last week and then tweaked the back. The man's been his back is worn out from carrying Phillip Rivers' terrible old arm and making Phillip Rivers look somewhat like a competent quarterback. He's finally got him a good young quarterback with a strong arm. He was upset last week that he couldn't get out there. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance this week and show what he was trying to do last week. And like we've already said, who are they playing this week? Jacksonville, and that's enough said right there. That's all you need to say about that. Josh, give me your hero wide receiver.
Well, I mean, I'd appreciate it if you'd ask, but I think I'm going to go with Terry McLaurin from the Washington Redskins. You already picked Kyle Allen to be your hero. It only makes sense. They're playing them boys. And guys, this is a perfect stack. If you're going to start Kyle Allen, you might as well throw Scary Terry in there. The Cowboys,
good DFS stack. Not a lot of people are doing it. I'm just saying.
The Cowboys have allowed over 1,000 yards to receivers and the second most touchdowns to receivers all year in the NFL. 11 receiving touchdowns. Terry McLaurin is real bad. Eric knows he's a self-loathing Cowboy fan. Even the Seattle Seahawks, who've let up so many yards and so many receptions, they haven't even allowed 7 touchdowns to pass catchers yet. But them boys sure have. They made the Giants look like a decent football team last week. Let's not forget that, guys. So Terry McLaurin is going to be a fine start.
Did you see where they showed how many points the Cowboys have given up? And it's like record setting. Nobody's done it since like the 60s.
Yeah.
It's not good, Bob.
Yes,
that is not good.
Well, scoring's up across the lead by like an average of like 2 points.
Not by that much.
But no, they are historically bad. And they have been for the last couple of years on defense. Let's be real. So
Eric, let's make it a little somber note. Who is your villain wide receiver this week? You hit this last week. Let's see if you can hit it again.
I am an A-Rob truther, but A-Rob's my villain this week.
That's fair.
So you're going to start him, but he's going up against Jalen Ramsey, and the Rams are the best defense in the league against wide receivers right now. They only give up 16 points a game to wide receivers. And in a pass-happy league like it is right now, with scoring up, like I said, on average, they are just shutting people down. So I think Jalen Ramsey is going to just give him a hell of a time. And Nick Foles, I still don't think he's good. And David Montgomery ain't going to save him. So
I don't think he's good. Don't like
he's
it.
not. I don't think Nick Foles is any better than Trubisky, but he finds a way to win, but he's not good fantasy-wise.
All right.
I just want.
Oh,
go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
I wanted to add one thing about your Keenan Allen pick. So he's missed what, 2 games? He's still the 9th most targeted wide receiver in the league. So just on sheer volume alone, I think that's a really good call.
All right. Eric said Tampa Bay defense really good, right? When he talked about it, he talked about how good they are against the run, and they shut down Aaron Rodgers. And we can all admit that Derek Carr is no Aaron Rodgers, right?
Aaron Rodgers, good.
And Henry Ruggs, as fast as he is, and as much as he mosses people with Derek Carr as his quarterback, that Tampa Bay defense, Jason Pierre-Paul, all 4 fingers of him are going to just get the quarterback and not give him time to get out there. All right. So Henry Ruggs
hurts, bud.
will have the wide receiver this week. I hope he can catch one big one, but that's really all you're hoping for this week. Chances are, though, he ain't going to have the time to get it to him. Joshua, villain, wide receiver.
I thought we were already did my. Oh no, I haven't done my villain wide receiver yet. Oh well,
listen to the host. Listen to the host.
Yeah, I'm already ready for the tight ends.
He's Brian to sleep right now. He's down here half asleep, about to pop him into the stream.
Well,
it's pretty late there.
Yeah, Brian, go to bed.
Brian, take a nap, bud.
Yeah. So in the same game, now we know we've already picked a couple of Redskins to stack. The same game, there's a guy who
no, we didn't. No, we picked some Washington football teamers.
Okay, let's be PC over here.
Sassy.
I'm just saying what the name called. The name you said is not a copyrighted name by the NFL.
You're right. Well, let's go copyrighted. That way we get some infringement costs. Now,
okay, Cartman.
So I've decided to go with Amari, Pooper Scooper, and Cooper. And I think he's going to be bad this week. I mean, the Washington football team, as Brad would like to say, they're actually pretty good against wide receivers, believe it or not, mostly because they've been so bad in other areas, the run. But they're going to hold their own. They're actually the best team in the entire NFL against running backs. They've allowed 3 touchdowns and in 6 games, 829 yards. Oh, excuse me. That was for – yeah, that was right. So, I don't know. I think that you guys have to really look at Amari Cooper. He wasn't great last week. It seemed like CeeDee Lamb was more of the target there. I don't want anything to do with him this week. I think, if anything, that was a bad contract that your Dallas Cowboys got into, Eric. And they're stuck with him.
Don't lump me with that.
This year.
Cowboys never made a bad contract, okay?
Yeah, $100 million is really hurting them. But anyway, yeah, Amari Cooper, sit him. Get him out of your lineup. Get him out.
Okay. Amari Cooper's out. I honestly think CeeDee Lamb's taking over there as kind of the guy, to be quite honest with you.
He sure is.
If Gallup hadn't had all those drops, I think he would have had a pretty nice stat line last week too.
Yeah.
So
let's get on to tight ends. All right. Brian is checked out. He went to bed because, let's be honest.
Good man. Get some sleep, bud.
Nobody wants to talk about tight ends. Who wants to go first for hero tight end? Who
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So because I don't think Nick Foles is that good and he can only really throw it in front of him, and Jalen Ramsey is going to be all over A-Rob, Jimmy Graham is my TE hero this week. He is the tight end 6 in PPR right now, which is incredible. Only 11 fantasy points a game, but that's pretty good week to week. The Rams are 17th in fantasy points per game allowed to tight ends. And like I said, he'll probably get some red zone looks because David Montgomery can't run the ball, and A-Rob's going to be blanketed. He will be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
It's very fair. Very, very fair.
My hero is Greg Olsen, only because he's playing the Cardinals, and I stick to my gun. He's playing the Cardinals.
Have you done that every week? Have you picked the tight end against
Not every week, but it's if I.
You should make that the running gag for the show for the rest of the year. That's a good one.
Yeah. I think I didn't do it when like George Kittle was playing or something. I didn't want to be too obvious.
That's fair.
Joshua.
I decided to go with one of the worst tight ends in the fantasy landscape this year. He currently in PPR, he's ranked 52nd. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I think that the tight end landscape has been so bad that you're kind of just taking stabs. But I feel like this week, based on the matchups, even when tight ends who haven't been good or haven't been heavily targeted have done well. And fortunately for me, that's Ian Thomas. Ian Thomas is playing for the Carolina Panthers. They're playing the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are the worst team against tight ends.
How much is that one Darren Waller game, though? Honestly, though, let's be honest. If we take that Darren Waller game out of it, where are they going to?
Okay, so I've looked at the numbers right now. So even when the Saints played the Lions, even TJ Hawkinson, who only caught 2 passes for 9 yards, still had a touchdown. Remember the Robert Tonyan game whenever the Packers played the? Yeah, I know what you're So yeah, we can say whatever we want to. Ian Thomas is talented, guys. He just hasn't been targeted that much this year. And I'm not saying go out there and spend everything you got on him, but I think he's going to be a decent play this week. He's probably not even rostered in most leagues, and that's okay. But if you're really hurting, your tight ends landscape is all banged up, you don't know what to do, I think Ian Thomas is going to be a fine start this week. I really do. I feel like he's going to score a touchdown, and I think that's – in tight ends, what more can you really ask for? They've been so bad. I mean, go for it.
He's 4% owned.
Boom. Get it,
Robert
boys.
Tonyan is the number 6 tight end. TJ Hawkinson's the number 12.
What was Robert Tonyan before that game?
It'd be potato.
Who's Robert Tonyan now? You tell me.
He is the starting tight end that plays wide receiver for the.
Didn't do anything against some Bucks, did he?
No, but it's like the number 2. What's the number 2 wide receiver done for Aaron Rodgers? He pops up, then he goes away. Then he pops up, then he goes away.
This is true. Yeah, Ian Thomas has only been targeted 11 times. That kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Villain tight ends. George Kittle this week. They're playing the Patriots. Bill Belichick takes away your number 1 target, and everybody believes that San Francisco's best target is George Kittle, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
He's going to have 17 dudes on him. Like I got a feeling that Bill might even be out there like hooking ankle weights up to him.
Oh, the ankle weights.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Josh, who is your villain tight end?
He's already banged up this week, and there was some talk about his backup playing for him, but he got some healthy reports. He was not on the injury report for practice today. I'm going with Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, before he left the game last week, he was doing very well. He was rising up the ranks in tight end rankings. But with the injury, along with going against the Steelers, who have only allowed 1 touchdown to tight ends all season long, 20 receptions to tight ends all season long, I don't really want anything to do with them now. They've only played 5 games. I get it. Yeah. But he's not going to be an option. I really don't feel like he's going to be a threat this week. And if you have another option, he's a guy that I would really want out of my lineup. Tight ends are bad. What are you going to do? They're trash.
Yeah, outside of those top 3-4 guys, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, they're a bunch of Kirk Cousins running around there, according to Eric. So what are you going to do?
Trash cans.
All right, Eric. Who do you got as your villain tight end?
I got Darren Waller as my villain tight end this week. So
no.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Darren Waller and George Kittle are both villains this week.
Yeah. You saw what they did to the Bucks, or what the Bucks did to.
And Mark Andrews is on a bye. What are we doing here, people?
Look. The Bucks defense shut down Aaron Rodgers. They're shutting down Derek Carr this week. They're shutting down the studio, unless they bring some sugar cookies.
Shutting down the studio.
I'm shutting down the studio. They're cooked. All right. I don't like them. So I think Darren Waller is going to have a pretty tough time. If Derek Carr can't throw the ball, Darren Waller doesn't catch the ball. It's pretty simple.
Did we bring up that the whole offensive line for the Raiders were sent home?
I did. Yes, when we talked about Derek Carr, I talked about that. So if they're not there and they're playing with a bunch of backups, it's going to be a rough week for all you Raiders. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He knows his Cowboys.
That pains me to say that because I have Darren Waller in FSA and I need him to be good this week. So I hope he pops off, but I don't think he's going to.
You don't think he's going to. All right, streaming defenses. Let's get out of here. Let's make this on the hour, boys. Streaming defenses this week. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Do it. Makati Cola. Do it.
Chiefs. They're playing the Broncos. I don't trust Drew Lock.
You should not.
He ain't locking down nothing.
Is Gordon playing or is it Lindsey running the ball for them?
Does it matter?
No, but
hammered back there.
It's better with Gordon, but it's
Is he though? Because Lindsey got banged. Lindsey looked good week 1 before he got banged up.
He's always banged up though. He's always hurt.
Anyway, that's what happens. Streaming defense. Eric, give me that streaming defense.
Stream it.
Washington. Let the red rifle throw you a couple interceptions. They are 28.6% owned. They'll stack the box against Zeke. That front seven's pretty good. They're going to make Andy try to beat him. It's not going to be good.
Can we say if a defensive end comes out of Ohio State, just take that guy. They're good.
They're real good. Yep. Pretty good. But if your guy might have an arthritic knee, you probably shouldn't draft him, a la the Dallas Cowboys, and then give him a contract. Trash.
Hell.
Smart. That's the way to
Real
go.
smart. They're killing it.
All right. Josh, streaming defense.
I decided to go with, believe it or not, guys, they're actually the number 9 defense of all of fantasy football right now, but they're only 30% owned. It's crazy. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, Cleveland Browns, boys. It's true. Look it up. Google it. So,
no, I did. Yeah, you're right. They are.
Yeah, you're welcome. They're going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. I know they've been a little bit hotter as of late, especially with Mr. T. Higgins. AJ Green even had a good week last week, but Joe Mixon's out. The offensive line is terrible. Joe Burrow is still coming into his own. Maybe T. Higgins will do a little bit, but the Browns defense, they got Denzel Ward who's going to cover T. Higgins, and I feel good about it. So, Maria, appreciate you. Boom. I don't know who that is, but appreciate you. I think is that your sister, Brad?
No, not my sister.
Okay. I can't remember. Anyway.
She's in the FSA. She has a team.
Yeah. Hello. Appreciate you. So anyway, get what I was saying. Browns, I feel like they're going to be crushing it this week. They're going to do very well against the Bengals, and they're a great streaming option. Yep. Boom.
And one team we didn't talk about was the Bills. They're the number 1 defense this week. They're playing the Jets. That's all I got to say. Right.
Yeah. If you could get them.
I want to say that out there in case somebody dropped the Bills last week.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I just want to put it out there that they are the number 1 defense for all of us this week. They're just not really a streaming defensive option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would be
excuse me.
Doing it wrong if we didn't say that.
We would be remiss if we did not.
And then anybody in that Detroit Hotlanta game you want to start?
Fire them up.
Send them all.
Full send.
Marvin Jones, don't care. Give him a shot.
Yeah. Oh, he's been a disappointment.
I thought he was hurt. Isn't he hurt this week?
He's lost.
I didn't see. We didn't do injuries. We don't have time for injuries.
I mean, it's 2020. Injuries are they're bringing us down.
Awful.
It's true.
It's terrible.
They're bringing us down just like M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender brought down the Avatar.
Oh, we don't talk about that movie. How dare you, sir?
I didn't think it was that bad.
He didn't watch the cartoons. He didn't watch.
You apologize right now, Josh.
I'm not gonna do it. I didn't think it was that bad. Watched it with my family. We thought it was pretty good.
On a serious note, I think Logan Thomas is a good streaming tight end this week.
Get out of here.
I do. I think he's a good.
Yeah.
I got to bring us back in because Josh didn't send us home.
So rude.
He cut me off.
Golly. Thanks for tuning in to the episode.
I forgot to talk it through. I can't unmute your mic, so you got to talk it through. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna do it again. No, I keep getting cut.
Sorry. I was gonna put the music behind you.
Yeah, he was trying to do it with the music behind you. He wasn't cutting you off. He cut me off.
Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Josh. You can find me on Twitter at FFJoshHughes. Eric is going to be at Guns of Eld 19. And Brad is at Tack Jones because he's sharp as a tack. Boom. And then you can see all the lovely Instagram at FSA_FR. Twitter is going to be at FSA-FR. YouTube, Fantasy Sports Alliance. And then you can go to FSA-FR.com. Facebook is going to be at PrezFSA. We're all over, guys. Check us out. Get on the interwebs. See what you got. Hit us up with your fantasy questions. We'll get it wrong. And we will see you on Sunday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye.